what's up, bosses? Welcome back to another jam-packed episode of your favorite show, The Truck Boss Show, your source for anything and everything trucking.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel and hit that bell notification so you're up to date with all the latest trucking news. This episode is sponsored by the all-new TBS Get Paid app.
The TBS Get Paid app makes it easy to check the status of your schedules and invoices with the new pay-per-view feature, perform free credit checks, and more.
Check out the link in the description box below for more.
On this episode, we're talking synthetic versus conventional oil with the Technology and Maintenance Council.
And also, we dive into the history of one of the most iconic semi-truck brands. Do you know Peterbilt's roots? You will coming up. So, are you ready?
Let's take a ride. Have you ever wondered about the real differences between synthetic and conventional oil? Maybe you're wondering which one is right for your operation. Robert Braswell of the Technology and Maintenance Council is here to help us out. Take a look.
Oil, the engine's equivalent to the central nervous system in the human body. It keeps all your components lubricated and cool so that your rig can continue working at maximum capacity. But there are stark differences between synthetic and conventional oil. And to help break down those differences, we brought in Robert Braswell, Executive Director of the Technology and Maintenance Council, to help us differentiate the proper usages of both.
Well, conventional and synthetic oils are very similar in the sense that all oils are made from a base stock and an additive package. The difference is, what is that base stock made of? And so a conventional or a mineral oil, as we call it, are derived from petroleum-based stocks. They're derived from crude oil sources of a variety of different types. When it comes to synthetic lubricants, and they of recent years have been more accepted as the lubricants of choice by manufacturers because of a number of different properties. But they are chemically constructed so that they are primarily petrochemical sourced, but they are more precisely created, I guess, or designed. You can think of them like designer-based stocks, I suppose.
Oils affect different aspects of your engine, such as your drainage frequency. On top of that, there are oils that are specifically used for different parts of your rig, such as transmission oil, where you also need to decide between synthetic and conventional. So how do these oils affect non-engine components, and which is right for your workflow?
Well, synthetic lubricants, for example, in non-driven axles, and we're not talking engine oils, but we're talking about, grease, gear oils, things like that. They make great sense because they have a lot of desirable properties, such as they resist oxidation, they resist degradation, they perform better in colder climates, for example, but they're expensive. And so if you have an application where you don't have a high drain frequency, but you want good durability and you want all of the benefits that a synthetic lubricant will provide you, that's a great application. So non-driven axles, transmissions, they're great applications for that.
But what does that mean in terms of which one to add to your engine? What are the pros and cons?
Well, I guess the real question is that does a synthetic lubricant make sense for your engine oil package? Because synthetic engine oil can be 2 to 4 times as expensive as conventional or mineral oil. Now, if your oil drain intervals are going to be extended by using that synthetic lubricant, that may make economic sense for you. It certainly is going to perform better. Again, it's going to get you less sludge, less deposits. It's going to be able to take higher temperatures and higher loads. And of course, it's going to resist oxidation and it's going to resist chemical degradation. But if it's not making economic sense for you to operate that way, that's something you have to figure out. And conventional oils are perfectly adequate for meeting all of the manufacturer requirements as long as the manufacturer says it does.
Truck maintenance can get tricky. That's why we only bring in the experts. What other questions do you guys have? Drop your comments below and the Truck Boss Show will do its best to find the answer for you. Brittany, what you got on your end?
Thanks, Chris. Peterbilt rigs are some of the most beautiful trucks out on the road. And with these beautiful trucks comes a rich history in becoming the rigs that everyone loves today. Check out part 1 of the history of Peterbilt truck legend. Some love the 379, but you'll find many people out there say the 359 is the best Peterbilt of them all. But to know how Peterbilt got to where they are today, we take a trip back in time to discover where the magic of the Peterbilt all began. It all began when T.A. Peterman founded Peterbilt in 1939 with a couple of innovative dual-drive and lightweight models, the 334 and the 260. Right after creating the company, the United States began its grueling service during World War II, first providing military supplies to Allies, then entering the war in 1941. Peterman saw the need for his country and its allies, so he decided to manufacture 224 military-style trucks known as the Peterbilt 364 that ultimately became the dependable rock that aided the United States war effort. In 1944, the company owner, T.A. Peterman, died at the age of 51, leaving the company to his wife, Ida Peterman. The 1950s was the decade that created the Peterbilt brand that we all know and love today, and innovation ruled the decade. After the war was over, Peterman built models 350 and 351 with something many hadn't seen before: the bubble nose and cab-over engine. With truck sales of Peterbilt models in high demand nationwide, it was time for a distinct look to ensure everyone knew that was a Peterbilt coming down the road. And in 1953, the classic and distinguishable red oval was born. The 60-year and going relationship with PACCAR began in 1958 when Ida Peterman and Peterbilt's investors sold Peterbilt to the Pacific Car and Foundry Company. The company had acquired its first major truck company when it purchased Kenworth Motor Company in 1945, leading the two competitors to become sisters. The 1960s wasn't only a revolution and change for the country, but also for Pete's. Model 352 pioneered with a lightweight aluminum cab, which meant the rigs wouldn't suffer from corrosion and would have extended life. And in 1967, the classic we love today, Model 359, was born, with the same aluminum body. At that time, this was the lightest full-size truck on the market. The 359 was set apart by its long hood, larger breather canisters, and prominent grille. And at the end of the 1960s, the legendary Peterbilt Bird hood set off for its first flight.
And that isn't all. As the Peterbilt brand grows, so do its competitors. Stay tuned for part 2 of the history of Peterbilt, truck legend, coming soon.
Ooh,
you know,
great.
Chris, what I always say?
What?
What's the best kind of school?
Old school.
Woo! You already know it.
Yes, but I'm excited to see the updates from 60 up to now.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the 379, which is a big fan favorite. So that's going to be a really good one on the next part.
Oh, yeah.
But also on the next episode, we are doing a grandfather tribute, and this is going to be a wonderful international cab over, a story that is really touching. So I can't wait to show you guys that.
Yes, and we're also bringing back Robert Braswell, and we're going to be talking about AC maintenance. It's starting to heat up. You know, I know that a lot of you guys are facing some problems with keeping your AC running, so we're going to tackle that next episode.
Yes, and speaking of that, we're also summarizing your rig. Is your rig ready for the new rising temps? We can help you prepare for that a little bit better.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss the next episode.
Right, and it's also Memorial Day weekend. We want to remember and honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you all for your service, obviously, and have fun.
Yes,
enjoy.
stay safe.
But stay safe.
Yes.
You're right.
And why do we do this, Brittany?
Because you're the boss. Coming soon, Chris. What did you think about it?
Oh, it was great. I love it. Sorry,